Hello and welcome back to the Geek Show. We are now officially halfway through our show. So congratulations if you've kept on listening.
Quite literally. It's 2:30.
Nice. We are just bang on the mark for a change.
Yeah.
We usually go a couple of minutes out. So anyway, let's move on to our third section. We're just going to be talking about the characters of The Witcher.
I'm not going to lie to you, I have them wrote down because I can't remember half their names.
Yes, I mean, the names are very confusing actually. Which, I think a lot of them are actually Polish origin. Obviously because the author himself is Polish.
I'm not going to say that's why I can't remember the names, because that makes it sound like a racist.
No,
Nope.
but like, there's a different sound.
Let's clarify that.
Nah, don't
because
worry.
there's so many characters.
There's tons.
Terrible names anyway.
Anyway, let's just move straight into the main character himself, Geralt, our, on-screen Witcher, which is fun.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, like,
He's very broody.
Yeah, he doesn't have much he has a personality, which is broody, but he's kind of just a bit flatlined in emotions, if that makes sense.
But that actually is due to the fact that he's a Witcher.
No, I know, but it's kind of like, I like more like bubbly personality characters.
That's why you like Jaskier so much. But yeah, the thing is with Geralt is obviously with his Witcher mutations, they've actually trained him not to experience, he actually does. He does have emotions, despite what people think in the show. But he's very good at burying them. Just because of all the trauma he's had to go through. Yeah.
Well, I clearly missed that, didn't I?
Oh yes, there is a lot of trauma in Geralt's past.
Does he actually crack a smile?
I mean, did you... I quite liked his whole, the scene in the final episode with him and his mum,
Yeah, that was good.
That was very nice. I kind of like that she's a witch as well, because then that opens up this possibility that Yennefer could actually eventually end up with a kid. And it's something I would love to see, just because Yennefer will probably immediately regret having a kid, because...
Yeah, I just... That's not my
not your calling in life.
No.
You will be my kid's aunt, though. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I need somebody to babysit while I'm out in the town.
Unbelievable. No, that's not alright, because you'll be out in the town with me.
Of course, yeah. Anyway, so moving on.
So I can't babysit your kid.
Moving on to Yennefer. I love Yennefer.
I really like her character.
Characters.
Yeah, I think she's probably one of my favourites. She was just so complex and interesting.
Does not give a hoot.
And she, for me, unless I just didn't pay attention fully, had the biggest character story in season 1.
Well, I think compared to other characters around her, she's very emotional. Like, she shows her emotion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and the speech she did when that baby accidentally died.
Oh god, that was
when they're getting chased,
scene,
that was horrific. That scene. And she's the opposite of Geralt. She's very emotional and in a good way.
I feel like Yennefer's character is the whole idea that she got everything she wanted and then realised she didn't actually want that.
Yes.
I mean, how horrific was that scene where she's having to transform with it aesthetic?
Can I just say, didn't know what that was actually that she got removed from her until someone actually one of my mates told me.
Yeah,
I was with my mate Lizzie and we were watching 2 episodes yesterday.
Yeah.
She's in the couple, and we were like, "What's the plot?" So Lizzie phoned her girlfriend, and she
a friend.
She was like, "Oh yeah, it was like her uterus was removed." I was like,
"Oh,
not gonna lie, thought it was her intestine or something." Really shows my lack of biology knowledge, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, by the way, that the prosthetics that they used, Yennefer was amazing.
Deformities at the start, yeah.
Oh, I know. I didn't actually realise they were prosthetics. I thought it was all CGI or something like that. But whoa, Anya, she had to put on a lot of heavy prosthetics.
It looked really real.
But then, of course, there's that massive contrast with her in the beginning, and then when she finally walks in, all beautiful, breathless, breath taken away.
Just like, oh, hello.
But it shows that she's very smart, I would say, because she knows exactly what the king is actually going to fall for, and it's going to be this beautiful, gorgeous mage strutting into the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, moving on to our third main character that you don't actually really know about, which I'm kind of a bit concerned about. Obviously, with Princess Cirilla, Ciri. What did you think?
No, I knew of her, but I didn't know her name. Yeah, she was good, but I just feel like we spent the entire season just watching her run.
Yeah, she was in a marathon.
Yeah, she literally was. She did the marathon. Yeah, she was interesting. I liked how she was magical and stuff, but she doesn't.
She's got magic, don't worry.
Who's been going about? Is this the right person talking about?
Yeah. She's got a magical scream.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, as far as child actors go,
she was good.
Good actress.
She was good, and at the end, obviously, she meets up with Geralt, who they're supposed to... Are they like... What
So-
is their connection?
Right, there is destiny. So basically it goes by the law of surprise, which, yes, you do have to read up on in a bit. So basically, because Geralt saved the porcupine's life...
The human porcupine!
he invokes the law of surprise. So the law of surprise can mean anything. So it means that when Geralt returns, what is it? So it's you have to give the Witcher what you have. But
Are you going to Google it now?
I'm going to Google what the law of surprise is, because it's a lovely little poetic line. That way like you read it and you're like, that's actually quite nice. Let me just get it here for you. Law of surprise. The law dictates that a man saved by another is expected to offer his saviour a boon whose nature is unknown to one or both parties. So basically, it's what you return home to that you didn't know you had. You've got to give. So it could be a new puppy, it could be a great crop, it could be some gold coins, or usually with Witchers, it's a baby, because they need to have more Witchers, and that's how they recruit new Witchers, is they just take the kids that they were promised in the law of surprise. It's basically how poor people pay the Witchers.
Right, okay, that makes more sense now.
It's not inherently a bad law, because he might just end up with a puppy, but he could also end up with a baby.
I wouldn't say no to a puppy if I was him.
So the whole thing is actually meant to be that Geralt does not believe in destiny. He is like, go away, I do not want that.
Right, that makes more sense. Okay.
The amount of times the word destiny is actually used is kind of funny. So basically, him and Ciri are connected via destiny.
Right, okay.
And the whole season is Geralt kind of getting punished and getting his ass kicked because he doesn't want to take responsibility for this child, which he is linked to by destiny. Anyway, that's a bit of a rant there. Moving on to, of course, Jaskier, our spirit animal.
Yeah, he's just iconic. And the thing was, I remember you mentioning before I watched this that he was your favourite.
Yes.
And I got to his scenes and I was like, yeah, this is Rose. He has the exact same chaotic energy that you do.
I'm going to take that as a compliment right there. Like, what was it you said? You said he reminded me of you of me when it was the fishing scene where he was like, trout, I'm just listing fish now. Jaskier is hilarious most of the time when you need him to be.
Yeah, he's like the light-hearted character you just needed.
Yeah, and of course that song as well, Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. If you weren't here at the beginning, we obviously had Toss a Coin to Your Witcher as our opening song, because why not? We have money to spend, sort of, not really. It was only 99p.
Yeah, no, he's definitely like the best character, just because he's just the audience, isn't he?
He's the audience stand-in. Anyway, just a couple of minor characters there. We have Queen Calanthe, which is Cyrilla's grandmother, who falls out the window in the first episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm so glad you told me about the two timelines, because at that point exactly when she appeared in episode 2, I was like,
but she's dead.
You went splat.
You went
out a window.
Yeah. It's not something you just walk off, is it? I love Queen Calanthe, and I'm kind of a bit disappointed we didn't get to see her more, because she's
quite cool.
She's a cool.
As soon as she walks into the big parties and just
bear.
Yeah, just icon.
Yeah, I loved her armour as well, and I love this whole idea of the Lioness of Sintra.
Yeah, no, she was cool. I really liked her as a character.
Also, just the Sorcerer Guild and royalty. I kind of like the fact that the two are working together, but also I constantly feel like the Sorcerers Guild is kind of trying to control the royalty. Like they're trying to be the power behind the crown. That's what I get from the whole thing. When they're discussing who are we going to send where, you're like, what? Do they not get to choose? But yeah, the thing is, we can't go into all the characters because, we don't have all the hour to talk about that.
And I probably don't remember them.
No, but anyway, just season 2 wise as well.
Memory's like a sieve when it comes to this show, to be honest.
Season 2, just going to give you a quick little hint. We obviously have all the other Witchers that are going to show up.
Alright.
Which is fun, because, why not? Let's have some more Witchers. I'm trying to think of anybody else significant we really have. Dwarves come back for one episode. It's quite funny. Jaskier's like, I have no idea who these people are. He is basically you right now. Anyway, I think that kind of wraps up us chatting about the characters. I think there's nobody else I can really think of.
I can't go into any more detail because
you just start describing people like, that
guy. That one, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think that wraps up that section quite nicely, to be fair.
Yeah.
So we're just going to move on to our next song, which of course is going to be Postcards by Meadowlark. And then we'll be back for section 4 with a quick little roundup, and then we'll just be telling you exactly what to expect next week. So yeah, stick around.